Hello, Sun City residents. I'm Pam Shields. I'm the director of the Health and Fitness Department. I hope you're all doing well throughout this closure, social distancing, shutdown situation that we're experiencing, and that you're continuing to move, which is why we're here today. I'd first like to introduce a couple of the members of the Health and Fitness Department. We've got, most of you probably know, Charlie Douglas. She teaches classes in the mornings on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, and also does fitness orientations. And then we have Susan Emmett here, who is a little newer with us, so you may not know, have not been to one of her classes yet. She teaches our chair yoga classes, and we all sub for each other. So you may, even if you don't go to a chair yoga or a morning class, you may run into one of us as an instructor as we sub. Okay, so we understand that those of you that are moving are working out at home, working out in your backyards, and we want to make sure that as you do that over the next several weeks, that you're executing proper form. We don't want you to get into the habit of doing something on your own and feeling like it's working out okay and then end up compromising something. So this today is more instructional. It's not as much of a class as it is instruction on proper forms for some of the most popular exercises. And if you look at all of the exercises that we do today, it will be a total body workout. So if you did nothing but take each one of these exercises and do them several times, you'd have a great workout. Okay, we're going to start off with one that some people love and some people love to hate. It's the lunge. It's one of my favorites. And with the lunge, you want to start off with your feet hip width apart. Back up nice and straight. Actually, before I go any further, just about everything that we do standing is going to start off in neutral position. Neutral position is very important. You want to have your ears over your shoulders, shoulders over your hips, hips over your knees, knees over your ankles. So when you start to do an exercise, you're not here or you're not leaning forward. You want to make sure you get those shoulders back, line that up. That's your neutral stance, and your neck is in neutral. You'll see that also when we do some of our floor work. Okay, start off in neutral stance, feet under your hips. One foot is going to step back, and I'm going to turn to the side so you can see the form. One foot is going to step back, and the weight is primarily on the front heel. Now notice I'm not leaning forward. You want your body up nice and straight, as if you were one of those carousel animals that has a pole going through and you're up and down. So you're going to step back. Now you also notice that my back heel is off the floor. Let me show you what I see a lot in classes. When a lunge is done, I see this going forward, which is not good. And when you step back up, heel hitting the floor, which you also don't want to do. So you're going to start and finish right here. Weights on the front heel. This back heel is up. You're going to go straight down and then bring it back up. As you go down, think about pulling this knee, pressing this knee down toward the floor, and as you come up, press up out of that heel. Everyone want to try that? Step back. All the way down. And then back up. Knee down toward the floor. Press up out of the heel. Okay, great. And let's just shake that out a little bit. Now, that's the standard version. We'll go next to a less challenging version. We're going to actually go to a squat, which is a very similar exercise, also lower body. So, again, start off in neutral stance, hips over ankles, hips over knees, knees over ankles. Now, you're going to bend your knees and press your hips back, just like you're going to sit in a chair, and then come right back up. You're going to bend those knees, press your hips back, slight pause at the bottom, and then bring your legs straight again. Now, you notice as we go down, our arms are coming out. That's kind of a counterbalance move. If you prefer, you can keep your hands right here and sit back and then bring it up. Now, that's the standard version. The less challenging version is going to have your feet a little bit further than hip width apart. That gives you a wider base of support, so it makes it a little less challenging. And same move. Sit back and come up. Another thing that can make it less challenging is don't go down as far. Just go down here. If you feel like when you get too far down, you're going to lose you're losing your strength, just go as far as you can and get comfortable doing it at that level until you're able to go down a little bit further. Okay, now the more challenging version, you're going to bring your feet a little bit closer than hip width apart. One of the things that makes this more challenging is it takes away your base of support, so you have to balance a little bit more. You're going to end up working your inner thighs a little bit more. So you're going to bend those knees, go back like you're sitting in a chair, slight pause, and then bring it up. The other thing that you can do to make it more challenging is hold on to a weight, whether it's a dumbbell or a can of beans or something that adds a little bit of weight. Hold that right here at your chest, and then bend down and go up. Another thing about the form that you want to make sure you don't let your knees go out over your toes. So, if bringing your feet in close, if you look down and you can't see your toes, bring your feet back apart until you get more comfortable going down, sitting back so you need to be able to see your toes. You don't want your knees to go out over your toes. Okay. Now, next we're going to do an upper body push-up. Not one of my favorite exercises, and I think a lot of people would probably agree. It's one of Charlie's favorites. Okay, I'll turn to the side again. You're going to go down to the floor in a prone position. Now, we don't have a mat up here, but hopefully you're using a mat or a towel at home. You start off with your hands, and I'm just starting here to get into the position. Again, you want to make sure your wrists are under your shoulders. If you're here or here, that's going to put bad pressure on your shoulders. So your wrists are under your shoulders. Step one foot back onto the ball of your foot, and then the other one. And there you're in the start position. My feet are about hip width apart. Now, you're going to bend your elbows. Now notice, I'm not bending down. My rear end is not up in the air. I'm keeping my back nice and straight. I'm going to bend my elbows, bring it down, and then press it back up. Okay? Bring your knees down. This is going to be a less challenging version. You're going to bring your arms a little further apart, knees on the floor. Now you can, when you do have your knees on the floor, you can either pick your feet up off the floor or keep them down. And press down, and then straight back up. One more. Down, keep your neck in neutral, straight back up. Try to avoid pressing that head down to the floor as you do those push-ups. Keep it in neutral, and then bring it back up. Okay. Now, we're going to do a more challenging version. You're going to bring your hands a little bit closer together. Bring your legs, knees up. Keep those arms in close to your sides. Ooh, and then bring it back up. Now, another thing that can make it more challenging is bring one foot on top of the other. And press it down. Ooh, and right back up. Ooh, those are tough. And bring it back down. Okay. Now, we're already down here. This next one gets a little bit of every muscle in your body. I'd say it's every muscle except your earlobes. This is called plank. It's known as a core exercise, but it really does work your legs, arms, shoulders, chest, everything. Okay, so you're going to come back to the starting point of the push-up position and just hold it. Now, again, proper form. You want to make sure your butt is not way up in the air and definitely not sagging down. Sagging down here puts bad pressure on your back. If you have a mirror that helps or someone that can tell you if you're in the right spot, you want to keep that back nice and straight. Hold it for several seconds, up to a minute. Work up to a minute. Stop, rest, take a breather, and then go right back into the position. Now, Less challenging. Knees. Just like with push-ups. Knees are on the floor. Now, when you do a knee plank, a modified plank, there's a tendency to bend the hips. You want to make sure you keep those hips down so your back is nice and straight, and hold. This one you'll be able to hold a little bit longer. Okay. More challenging version. Now, this one, we're going to, it's been a while since I've done one of these. You're going to bring it down and hold. Keeping your elbows in nice and tight. It works the triceps really, really well. Okay, so let's get into plank position. Bring it halfway down and hold. And bring it back up. Good, okay. All right, now, we did upper body, lower body, core. This one is going to be a little bit of everything. They're called burpees. And I don't know if you've heard of burpees. It's a lot of fun, and I think a lot of people are kind of afraid of them because they take a lot of energy, but you work out just about everything. But there are many modifications that you can do to make it so that it's not so difficult. So again, start off in neutral stance. You're going to bend your knees and hips back, just like you're going into a squat. Hands on the floor, wrists under your shoulders. And then you're going to jump back, feet back, into plank position, jump back in, come up, and jump when you come up. So let's put all that together and do it all at once. Here we go. Down, back, in, up. Another one. Down, back, in, up. Okay, good. You can do as many of those. See, we're already a little bit out of breath just doing 2. You can do 10 of those. You can give yourself a minute and do as many as you can in a minute, but it's an excellent workout. It's going to work a little bit of everything. Now, it doesn't have to be that challenging if you're just getting started. You can start off with down, and I'm going to turn to the side this time. Down, step back, 1, 2, step back in, 1, 2, step back up, and just raise your hands. You can even go up on your toes. So let's do 2 of those. Down, step back in, and up on toes. Down, step back in, and up on toes. Great. Now, make it more difficult. Down, up, push up, whoa, in, up. You can also do a knee tuck when you do the jump. So, down, back, push up, whoa, in, knee tuck. Okay, you want to do one more?
Yeah, sure.
Great, okay, of the challenge.
The challenge.
Here we go. Down, back, push-ups, in, knee tuck. All right. Great. Okay, and whew, I need water. So go through that. Make sure you focus on proper form throughout your exercises. Our number is still available if you have any questions about any of the exercises we're doing. 702-363-1486. Have a great day.